Okay, I think we're going to start. We want to keep it punctual and short and tight for everybody. Dear shareholders, investors, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our Q1 interim result report as of today, May 31st, 2021. My name is Danilo Nanga. I'm the CEO of Auriant Mining. I have with me today my colleagues Vladimir Vorushkin, our CFO, and my colleague Piotr Kustikov, the COO of the company. We will actually let you know today, as usual, we will have a Zoom call which will last approximately 15-20 minutes with some Q&As session, which we will host in our chat facility. We have muted your microphones so that we will basically be able to be not disturbed. Let's go quickly to the agenda. We will actually show you today the production and KPIs update, which Piotr will leave, the sales update from Vladimir, including the financials, and at the end I will give a short outlook for the rest of this year. So, dear Piotr, I hand over to you.
Thank you, Danila. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me draw your attention to the slide for presenting Tardan's Q1 gold production results of year 2021. In Q1, 96,000 tons of ore were processed through the CIL plant, compared to almost 100,000 tons in the previous year. The minor decrease caused by the short stop for the CIL plant maintenance, which was scheduled and also was in line with our production plan. The average grade in the processed ore was estimated at 2.04 grams per ton, compared to 3.04 grams per ton in the same period of the previous year. As it was reported before, the 3.04 grams per ton grade in the previous year was achieved not from regular ore. We fed the CIL plant with available higher grade ore, so that is the reason for the year-on-year decrease of 32%. Now, as you can see on the slide, the recovery rate amounted to 92.5% compared to 90.7% in the previous year. The reported recovery rate was high and even exceeded the designed performance. The fact actually indicates that we are still improving our CIL plant efficiency successfully by optimizing reagent consumptions of the processing flow sheet for the Proudberezhny type of ore. All this resulted to 210 kilograms of gold produced in Q1 of 2021, which was in line with our production plan. The demonstrated stability of the CIL plant provides us with confidence that we will keep achieving our targets further within the year. Now presenting the KPIs, I would like to emphasize that we tend to catch up with the waste stripping at Tardan deposits, providing an access to the ore bodies, which then will be our main source for the CIL plant feeding in the future. We are a bit behind with the waste stripping at Tardan now, because of postponing the waste stripping in the last year, which was also reported and caused by our license restriction. The license restriction, as you also know, then was successfully cleared. So total stripping volume in Q1 amounted to 413,000 cubic meters. That is 76% higher than in 2020, but exactly in line with our production plan. As you also can see on the slide, the ore mined in Q1 amounted to 26,000 tons at the average grade of 2.42 grams per ton, which was also in line with our production targets. As it has been presented in the previous slide, 96,000 tons of ore were processed through the CIL plant at the average grade of 2.04 grams per ton and at the higher recovery rate of 92.5%. As a result, we fully achieved our production targets with the total gold production in Q1 amounted to 210 kilograms. The average cash cost per ounce increased by 48% from $476 per ounce in Q1 of 2020 to $705 per ounce in Q1 of 2021. This was mainly driven by the already explained higher volume of stripping and lower average grade. In addition to that, some indexation of salaries and the cost of exploration drilling at Staroverinskaya area affected the cost as well. But nevertheless, all this was expected and didn't prevent the company from being cash generative and keeping stable production in Q1 of 2021.
Thank you, Piotr.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to provide some information about our revenue side, in particular our gold sales. In the first quarter of 2021, our sales amounted to 180 kilograms. This represents a decrease of 43% in terms of the selling volumes versus the previous year period. I'd like to say a few words why this happened and why there's been a change in management's sales strategy. First of all, last year, Auriant focused on sales maximization in order to repay loans that we raised at high interest rates. Some of them amounted to 9.5%. We raised those loans in order to finance CIL plant construction. During the year 2020, we managed to successfully repay those loans. So now that these loans are repaid, we have only one significant loan at a much reduced interest rate. So that's why we don't have to sell gold at the degree at those extents that we did in 2020. That's why we treat gold as cash equivalent and sell it on as needed basis. The next slide provides some information, some key information and some key facts about our income statement. Our sales revenue in the first quarter of 2021 is 10.6 million, which is a 34% decrease compared to the first quarter of 2020. As already noted, the major driving factor was the decrease in selling volume by 43%, which was partially offset by higher gold prices by 15%. As already noted by Piotr, our cash cost increased by 48%, and the major cost drivers were high volumes of stripping and at our Tardan deposit. We also had a positive offsetting effect because of increase in deferred stripping costs and then work in progress. Work in progress increased by $1.7 million because we had 30 kilograms more of unsold gold as at 31st of March of 2021. As a result of the above factors, our EBITDA is $5 million for the first quarter, which is down by 47% as compared to the first quarter in 2020. Still, with lower sales, we managed to achieve net profit of $1.7 million. The next slide will show major factors that contributed to our first quarter performance. As I already mentioned, our EBITDA in the first quarter of 2021 is $5 million. It's reduced primarily due to the volume, to the reduction in sales, which amounted to $7 million. The reduction in sales volumes was offset by the price growth effect, $1.4 million, and the increase in our work in progress and stripping assets because of measures taken in ore zone 3 and increase in our unsold gold stocks. As far as cash flow statement is concerned, we have a decrease in net operating cash flows activities by $3.5 million. This, as already said, this is primarily due to the decline in selling volumes, and we still managed to use our positive cash flows to further decrease our debt burden. We repaid $2.5 million in debt principals, and we also reduced our lease payments by $0.6 million. The company keeps thinking about the future. That's why we invested $1.1 million in exploration, drilling, and research.
Yeah, thank you, Vladimir. The outlook for the rest of the year of 2021, we keep the production forecast as we mentioned earlier, 900 to 930 kilograms for this year. We also accelerate stripping and therefore have an increase in some stripping costs for Tardan, as this is our next source of income up from next year. So we're going to continue that. Also, exploration drilling in Tardan itself to extend the life of mine over there, or to hopefully extend the life of mine over there. And at Staroverinskaya, which is Solkokon including, and also the exploration start with trenching at our Uzhenjul license is underway. The interim drilling results of Staroverinskaya, which we started already last year, we will present at our Q1 conference at the end of August. Meanwhile, we are continuing to prepare the documentation for the permitting of KB, currently with the forest authorities, proceeding also with the study to select some most effective processing flow sheet, and finalizing with the institute, with an outside supplier, the CapEx details for and CapEx needs for our future Karabeldir mine. That is actually it for this Q1 report. Thank you very much for listening in. I suggest that we are now starting to answer some of your questions, which I can read here. Vladimir, maybe
Yes.
you answer the question of how gold in stock is valued in our company.
Okay. We have a couple of questions concerning how our gold is valued, which is in stock. It's valued in accordance with international financial reporting standards at production costs. So basically, if you look at our balance sheet, you will actually see our production costs.
Yeah. Then I see a question from Uppsala. looking at your outlook for 2021, is there any focus on acquisition consolidation? So far not. We are actually focusing really on the future of the company and on the exploration activities at our existing licenses and obviously to develop Karabil-Dir. The question from Zag, why was Sergei Ostimenko replaced? Can you explain this background to the change? Yeah, Mr. Ostimenko decided to pursue his career outside of the company. More about this I am not able to tell. Is there any plan for capital issue? No, there isn't. Any rights issues? No. Please explain. The cash flow at the moment is sufficient, so we are, as Vladimir explained right now, we are cash flow positive, so it is fine. Is there any plan to finance Auriant mining? Shareholder loan rate is significantly higher than your bank debt loan rates. Can't you refinance shareholder loans by bank? We are continuously looking into refinancing opportunities or to lower our debt burden, and also therefore the interest rates applying to this. So yes, we are in discussions with our partners, so to speak, all the time. Yeah. Any M&A activity planned? No, there isn't. CG Ibsen, G. Gibson, as we near the middle of the year, can you tell us how operations have started at Solcocon and the extent or not to which operations are being affected by COVID-19? Many thanks. Yes, we have started our operation in Solcocon. It is in the expected timeframes as we wanted. There was no more COVID-19 effects right now, so the operation has started. The first small amounts of gold has been produced in Solcocon. And also, as I mentioned, or as my colleagues also mentioned before, exploration drilling is continuing in Solcocon or in Staroverenskaya license area. Yeah, then the next question by Tobias Carlson. Could you explain how you think that you will be able to get to 900 kilograms gold for the rest of the years? What factors are needed for the increase in production to take you there? Piotr, maybe you want to answer that question. I think we are on a good way.
Yeah, let me read it. Could you explain how you think that you will be able to get to 9+ kilograms of gold for the year? What factors are needed for the increase in production to take you there? Well, I wouldn't say we need to do something extra. It goes. We've been doing well till now, and as I said, based on the current production results, we clearly can see that we are in line with our targets. We meet our targets pretty well, and it looks like we just we need to keep going. That's all what we need, and we have everything. We have a good experienced team. We have people in place. We have all the right connection in the region. So we don't need anything extra. We have everything to be in line with our production plan.
And we are
and yes, and also in our mine and production plan, we are actually bumping up production as we speak. So in accordance with the plan right now. So we should be, if there would be something worrisome, we would have told today. So we are confident that we will reach that target. Yeah. The next question, can you say anything about the timeline for Solcocon mining, not alluvial and KB? For Solcocon, no, we can't, because we are at the moment still continuing to drill and to explore over there. For KB, we are staying at the moment within the timelines until end of 25, the year 25 KB. Have you been approached by any external investors potentially acquire? You know, I think it's a time of gold as we speak. So we are getting actually approached every week. If there's any more questions, please write in the chat. Otherwise, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for raising all those questions. Very interesting indeed, and I think we are in very good shape, and we feel very confident of what we're doing is the right thing. We will see each other at the end of August at our Q1 interim report, and meanwhile we are focusing on the job to be done here in Russia and produce the results we are promising to do. So thank you very much for listening in today. I wish you all a very good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. До свидания.